My name is Kevin Weber. I am 38 years old. I just turned 38. And I am about to swim cageless with sharks, which is absolutely insane. I feel like that is a big shark right at the surface of the water. I currently live just south of Nashville, Tennessee, and I work for Groove Life. I'm the production manager. I actually enjoy Shark Week. I'm that ridiculous guy that every year when Shark Week happens, I repost the countdown to Shark Week, and and I hope that there's new content, and there almost never is, but I watch it anyway. My mom, for apparently over an hour, talked to Allison how irresponsible this was and tried to get her to talk me out of this. The takeaway that she gave me right before I actually left is, come back in one piece. If it takes your hand, let it finish you off. So I'm not really sure if she was joking. Yeah, we've got 2 kids, a 1-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. They're basically amazing. Harper's my oldest. Shortly after moving up here, we had Haley, which is my youngest. And then 1 week to the day, 1 week after Haley was born, Allison went to the hospital with some really, really sharp abdominal pains and saw some fluid, and then the next morning when they were gonna discharge her, they were kind of going through that whole process. Her blood pressure bottomed completely out, and they had to bring in a crash cart, and they ended up doing an emergency exploratory surgery. So that's in a day and a half, she's on her 2nd surgery now. And then as they were really kind of looking around, they saw that the tissue inside of her abdomen was starting to it was dying. They were reaching out to a couple of hospitals. Vandy had an opening at the very last minute. When we first got there, there was a doctor, I don't remember his name, but he asked me if I'd ever seen the show House, and said, hey, we're House. This is what my team does. We figure out the things that other doctors can't figure out. And the way he worded it was kind of, at that point, really scary, because he said that they would do their best to save her. So there was a huge recovery in the hospital. She was, getting fed through a tube. She couldn't move. At one point, she had 16 or 18 different medicines coming into her IVs. I wasn't letting myself focus on her. I was pushing myself into work as much as I could, even as much as I could, basically to block out what was really scaring me, which was obviously the wrong thing to do, especially because my wife needed me to be supportive. She needed me to be there and tell her I love her and everything's gonna be okay, and I never did do that. One of the hardest things that I've ever had to deal with was pretending like her being in the hospital didn't bother me, I felt like I had to be strong for her and be strong for the girls and not show emotion. And what I wished I would have done now is tell her how scared I was, tell her how much I needed her to be strong so that she could make it through all this. Just tell her I love her and I can't do this without her, and she's the best thing that's happened to me. I need to make that strong again. But I just never really had the opportunity to tell her how scared I was, if she didn't make it, Woo. Once I see the sharks, and once I recognize the fear for what it is, because it's not natural to swim with sharks, right? But maybe the way I'm wired, it's not really natural to communicate the way I need to communicate in my relationship. So I think that what I need to do is just, make the jump, fall into the water and see what happens. Take the plunge, I'm thinking about the movie Frozen right now, so that's why that's suntan lotion, by the way. It literally is burning my eyes. I'm not actually sweating, I'm just tearing from the lotion, and it is nuts. It burns, That's what's happening here.